Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Let's Play Amnesia, The Dark Descent. This is episode 2. Last time we woke up as Daniel, a fellow who has apparently given himself amnesia with some kind of potion, and now we are wandering through this decaying Brennenburg castle, which may be inhabited by an immortal baron that we are supposed to track down and kill. So we got the key to the wine cellar last time. Okay, that's not the wine cellar. But it's one of these doors. It's also not that one. So I double-checked it, and yeah, it seems very likely that Amnesia Rebirth has something to do with the Algerian tomb that we were told about last time, because even in the Steam page it does say that Rebirth is also set in Algeria. So that seems like the most obvious connection. The stone slab looked like a safety measure. It wasn't meant to be moved ever again. Standing in the darkness, your sanity will slowly drain, turning on lights using tinderboxes or search for other sources of light. So does the lantern not increase your sanity then?
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime! Or at least until tomorrow!
So those would be the soldiers that he locked up down here to keep them out of sight of the local town. The enemy is near, stay out of sight and hide in the darkness. Make sure to turn off your lantern. So this will be our first encounter with something hostile. I think this is where the water is. Yeah, the lantern's really not that essential, even with the, gamut turned only up a little bit. Okay, yeah, this does restore your sanity, having this up. The cockroach scratching sound stops. Oh, I ran out of oil. Orpiment? A jar of orpiment, of course. I believe this is one of our ingredients. Head is pounding and hands are shaking. Mom's spaghetti. So yeah, the oil doesn't last very long. But I assume we will be told what we need that orpiment for. Cuprite. Why are there tools down here in the wine cellar? I imagine the sanity mechanic in this actually gets kind of tedious just because of how quickly it affects you. Especially when it's a game where you're meant to be stealthing most of the time in the dark. Calamine lotion. I got dinged by a barrel. But yeah, that scratching noise is gonna get really annoying after like 8 hours. See, it says try to stay in the light, but then they force you into the dark. Also, the sanity there was actually messing with my mouse sensitivity. Sanity. Ellipses. A few cuts and bruises from where I stepped on the patch of goop. Like, if I just stand here staring at this candle, will it fix my brain? box. Barrel contains less than half a lantern worth of oil. We had about half of a meter. Alright, let's see. Can we just take these out? Okay, so we can't lift this rock at all, but we can shove it. Kinda. No. Come on. Move this one. I don't know which one of these pieces I should be shoving. Take that out of the way. Slide that rock. There we go. And that's how you fix a cave-in. Is it still a cave-in if you're not in a cave? Alright, we made progress. Our brain is reset. So we got our fluids. I think there is actually a room off of the main room that would have told us to collect these. Just want to make sure there's no other rooms down here that I didn't check. I don't think we went this way. Ah, laudanum. AKA opium in a bottle. Alright, so we've got a skin boy over there. Looking at him will make our sanity go up faster. He doesn't seem to want to move, though. I mean, the don't look at them thing wasn't that bad in Penumbra, but here it seems pretty oppressive. It's like you look at them for 1 second and your eyeballs just blur out, rejecting what they are seeing. Kind of funny that he was standing right next to the torch, though. Okay, so... Are we not going this way, then? No. Someone got smashed. Piles of meat. He won't actually pick them up, he just kind of squishes them. No. Controls are getting loopy again. He's extra spooked by what's going on in here. Breathe. Focus. This too shall pass.
What's happening? Oh, feels like my chest is going to burst.
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
Accept it. We're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
He slipped him a little Eldritch Darkness goop in their wine, and they became monsters. And or just exploded. Into a pile of organs. Those are supposed to be lungs, but they look like brains. Aqua Regia. Okay, we definitely needed that, because that is acidic, if I remember correctly. My name is Wilhelm, House of Garrick. These are my final words, my confession and testament. 2 years ago, I was summoned to the Castle Brennenburg. As most of the aristocracy, I was curious about what the supposed Knight of the Order could want from me and accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly and offered me a proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of the contract was sordid, and the reason I was chosen was because of the follies of my past, and not the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon his slightest whim and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character at the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but it came swiftly and I accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I've brought men, women, and children to Brennenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even 100, none of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted and joined us in a toast. The wine tasted fine and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and fell into his diabolic ways. My men are screaming, their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes and I can no longer... So pretty much what I expected from the information we were given last episode. Wilhelm, is that you? I mean, there's just piles of organs here, so maybe their organs fell out and then they became monsters. Organless monsters. Okay, I believe we have now seen everything the wine cellar has to offer us. So we're just gonna boogie on back upstairs. It became impossible to avoid. The commotion in the streets begged for his attention. As he opened the shutters, the French soldiers opened fire on 2 young men fighting back. Their voices were silenced in a haze of gun smoke. The meat grows increasingly angry and doesn't want us going that way. Alright, so I believe there's a room up here that we can access. Not this one. Yeah, we still don't actually have a direction. Okay, we can go this way. But I think this is just a library. What about down here? Well, there's a lone tinderbox amongst all this dangerous meat. That's not where we came from. It's also not where we can go. Cuprite, calamine, laudanum, aqua regia. Old archives won't budge. I feel like there's something I missed here. Is there another door over this direction? No. There's a tinderbox. Take that. So what about this askew painting? Okay. I was wondering if maybe I had to straighten it. I think it's just tilted because of the shakes. So that doesn't really leave us a lot of directions. I mean, can I just splash this with some aqua regia? chemicals need to be mixed first. Okay. Chemicals must be prepared using the appropriate apparatus. Yeah, that's what I expected. I think we need to put them into a bottle. I just don't remember where the said bottle would be. I mean, it's not over here. It's not over there. It kind of just leaves the upstairs. Maybe I just have to smash those boards off of that door using a rock. Physics puzzle solving. Last time I was like, oh, maybe I have to hammer those boards down. Nope. Could be this is not the solution, or it could be this rock is not heavy enough. Let me in. There's tinderboxes all over the place. I mean, you need a lot of tinderboxes in a castle this size just to light everything up. So we can't go this way because it's all meat. He sat down by the Casbah wall, gasping for air. Sweat poured from his forehead and onto the sand-veiled ground. So maybe there's a door in here now? I don't remember seeing a mixing apparatus in here. But there was one or two doors that I didn't open before. Okay, the study's open again. Gotta keep the cockroaches out of my brain. Is that a piece of paper stuck to the back there? Nope, it's just a texture. So there was a monster around here. I don't know if it's stuck around, though. I think it appeared behind us for a second. Tinderbox. I still have a decent amount of oil, but I want to save as much as I can. So this is where we blacked out. I did open all these. I wonder if the drawers reset when you go back. None of these seem like rooms where there would be. Anything but books. I can't imagine the wine cellar has a like alchemy table. And I'm pretty sure if I had actually been to where I needed to be, it would have been marked down in my mementos. See, this studium is locked. Somehow smashing is not the way in, leaving me all out of ideas. Yeah, see, there's nothing in here either. Nothing mixy. Some of these rooms definitely reset because that chest I was flopping around is back in its spot. We don't really have any other items that would give us a direction. We'll say that Frictional really does love their mixing chemicals puzzles, because there were a few of those in Penumbra. Okay. So that bore no fruit. Can't light those. And there doesn't seem to be any larger rocks down here that I could try throwing at the door. Refinery. Ironically, the refinery does seem like the place where you might actually want to go. For the mixing of chemicals. Does this have a... No, it's not labeled. So, is there a reason we can't go to the old archives? It's not like a key anywhere. Might have to go back down to the wine cellar then, because I feel like we've looked everywhere we can look in this room. Not really a lot of directions. Let's check the other meat zone one more time. This is the archives. So we got the tinderbox. Wine cellar laboratory. Okay, so it is down here. I thought I went that way. The wine cellar there? No, that's the laboratorium. That seems like where I would want to go, right? Maybe I can just run across this meat? Okay. I didn't try to go this way because I thought this damaged you, but apparently floor meat is safe meat. That's a little unclear. A handful of sand trickled from the crumbling stone ceiling and pushed down on the brim of his hat. He braced himself as the cavern suddenly shifted and settled. Pretty sure it wanted us to go here first, though. Slight headache. Are you afraid of dust? Or was that a collapse? That looks like it's already been collapsed for a while. The castle is roaring, though. So that could also be what's spooking him. Clearly, this spiderwebby corridor is not the one we need to go down. Keep an eye out for tinderboxes.
Is anyone there?
Make sure there's nobody in here with us.
There should be more coop racks. Let me see. And one part aqua force.
Early alchemy experiment. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are given, and the culprite buns them together well. This time I will attempt Aqua Regia instead of Aqua Fortis in hopes it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acidic and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. Trying to produce synthetic vitae for vampires. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them, they lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. Is that a save relic? I think this is a drain if we fuck up the mixture. Chemical relocation. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can and move them to the wine cellar. Yeah, so we were supposed to come here first, it would have told us to go down there. Which I think I did in my first impressions. But alright, so double check that note. So we need Aqua Regia, Cuprite, and I forget what the third one was. Or was it all four? We have 4 chemicals, so orpiment. Oh. We put it here on the Bunsen burner? Okay, we gotta put them in these. Turn on the burner first. Hello? Would you like to see my experiment? Oh, I thought I'd have to light it. Jar is in place. Check my note. Calamine and orpiment, and then Cuprite, and then Aqua Regia. I don't know which one of these is which, so... Picked up pot of acid. Hopefully it doesn't melt in your hands. But the stairs have broken. The slap of bare feet. Well, this seems like it's collapsed a little bit, but not enough to squeeze through. Come on, Daniel, you could make this jump. I can't really move very much stuff in this room. I don't think I'm supposed to stack my way up. Maybe this is where you end up in the water? Do I have to go down there? climb back up. I thought it was making us go the long way. But no, we just gotta do the old physics stack. And just like Penumbra, you can actually throw things really far when you use the throw button. You could do that in Soma as well, but there was less reasons to. I mean, there was still the occasional just fucking shatter a window to get through a room. It was done, the men said. The tomb had been revealed. Tin Hen- Oh, alright. The meat is spreading. We must hurry. Got some for you. The sand gave way to his tired body as he fell from the camel's back. He felt the wind gently sweep across his face and his dry, crusted lips.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Daniel, the reason for the darkness is because you can't have a horror game without just making it really dark. You kinda gotta appreciate their swagger when they walk. I mean, sure, it's because their legs don't work so well, but you can pass it off as swagger. I require brain sustenance. Slight headache. Is that his default state? Like the healthiest he can be is just a slight headache? From, you know, the self-inflicted magical brain damage? Wiping your memory is not good for you. A little more laudanum. I'm gonna pronounce that different like every time.
22nd of June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. After the event inside the underground chamber in Algeria, Professor Herbert insisted I return to England. He said he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb?
Or perhaps he absorbed a piece of the orb and that's what was missing. And now, for your ASMR tingle pleasures, I present the crunching of cockroaches in your left ear. Does that tingle you? Blocked from the other side. Look, there may be a beastie about, but I've got a leg up on the situation. I think stepping on that meat alerted the castle. And it tried to give me away. Something is clogging the clank and pulley contraption. I can't get a firm grip on it from here. Yeah, some guy just trying to jump and grab a stick out of the air. Hatch is too heavy to lift by hand. Okay, so we need some pliers or something? Big old tongs? It's getting very red down here. And now I'm just going in circles. You know, a nice thing about Penumbra is that the various facilities all had maps located. I mean, the Wine Cellar had a map, so maybe this area has a map as well. Like all these areas that we could use to avoid an enemy, but there hasn't been an enemy for a while. He shuffled off and we can't find him. Tinderbox. I wonder if maybe the tool's going to be hidden behind a shelf.
25th of June, 1839. I feel the need to continue this journal, even though it was intended for my journey to Africa. This must be something very important. I just know it. I've taken it upon myself to piece the orb back together, but it's been more difficult than one might think. The pieces are behaving strangely. They seem to change color, shape, and texture, but ever so slightly. Yesterday, I took careful measurements and notated any significant markings. Today, I confirmed my suspicions. They were changing. I was terrified and rushed off to see the finest geologist in London, Sir William Smith. I approached the subject with care, and we discussed how rocks change form. He told me about the nature of glass, how it eventually collapses on itself, like ice slowly melting over the course of centuries. Smith eased my mind a bit, but I can't escape the feeling that these shards have otherworldly properties.
I mean, considering the glass changes over centuries and this thing is changing day by day, I think that would still be concerning. Oh, there goes my oil. My controls are getting real floaty. Which means my brain's not doing so good. I like the idea of him restoring his sanity by staring at this candle while kneeling in a pool of flesh. Not getting through that collapse. And that just goes back the way we came. Yeah, basically the sanity effect right now is making it so that my mouse sensitivity is way higher than it's set to. So I'm trying to make very small movements so it doesn't just jerk around all over the place. I mean, yeah, I am just going in circles here, but like, where the hell am I gonna find a tool? $10. Maybe I don't need a tool. Maybe I just need to whip stuff at it. Because, like, what would I use to grab that thing? There isn't really a tool I can think of that would be helpful for getting a grip on something like that. So we've done our search. I think we've seen every room down here. We're just gonna start hucking stuff at it. Fixed. Percussive maintenance. It works even in the 18th century. That's as far as it'll go. Well, down into the spooky cellar. Not the wine cellar, but the meat cellar. Okay. Bad meat. How am I supposed to tell bad meat from good meat? This meat? Harmless meat. Oh, no, that's also bad meat. My heart is breaking. I'll have to drink some opium. He crashed through the surface. The dark Atlantic water smothered him as he struggled to make sense of the situation. Things have changed. There was no water here a moment ago. So yes, this is the infamous realm of the water monster. The hostile, invisible being that can only be seen by its path through the water. We're going to end it here because it took a little while to get through that last area, but we will continue with the spooks next time. So, until then, I've been Shadefire, as well as Daniel, and I hope you'll join me next time for one of the more overexposed parts of Amnesia. Until then, take care, folks.